the book of Hosea chapter 2 and verse 11. I will also cause all mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her I will also cause all mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Elohim, La Yahweh, La Hashem, Yahweh Shai, La Hashem, Rachaf, I want to say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwad out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land in the lands of the other nations, subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. It's the brother Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant. And I'm coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And this lesson is in regards to pretty much, you just basically went through that unholy feast day Thanksgiving, where basically it was it was a celebration of the genocide and the slaughter of you so-called Native Americans, which are labeled Indians, but which are truly one of the 12 lost tribes of Israel. Considered the Gadites. You got Reubenites. You got different tribes of and that's spiritual too, because who they labeled the Native Americans that we know as a tribe of Gad still call themselves tribes. When you go into the different Indian tribes, you had the Dakotas, the Sioux, and many other basically tribes. And then you got this so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite, the devil, that literally caused them to savage, and lies about, the foundation of this wicked ass, holiday, which, in the scriptures, we don't practice holidays, we practice holy days. But made me think of a scripture, because, this whole system is based on a lie. You go in the book of Psalms, chapter 58, point is verse 3, and it reads, well, I'm going to start up. Psalms 58, I'm going to start at verse 1, point is verse 3, and it reads, to the chief musician, Al-Tushkaf, Miktam of David. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye wait the violence of your hands in the earth. And who works wickedness on the planet right now? You got 2/3 of our people that do and commit wickedness, but it's a nation of people that's deemed the wicked. The book of Malachi chapter 1 tells you that. Esau, Edom, which is you so-called white people. Verse 3, the point, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And who's the biggest liar on this planet? The so-called white man, with his falsehoods. That's one of his actual gifts, or what his gifts on the left-hand side, I would say, because either this man commits war or he lies. He uses deceit, and this man is being found out right now, and that's why all these nations will ultimately end up, turning missiles on this place known as Babylon the Great, aka America. They're smooth words. The scriptures talk about their words are smoother than butter. Psalms 55. So when you go again to the actual true history of Thanksgiving, which these people call Thanksgiving, it was based on the doctrine of discovery, where these Europeans, so-called white people, came up with the idea that anybody that was brown and indigenous was basically considered subhuman. and being that you had the divine right to rule over them. You know, that's why in history, you know, Columbus could come to a land, Salakia. That's why in history, Columbus could come to a land, and although it was people residing on that land, he could consider that he discovered it because they didn't look at those people as actual people. When this devil is the most subhuman person on the planet, this devil is the one that plays in mud and you know, commits bestiality and all these different abominable acts, because at the end of the day, he's, you know, a subhuman. He's a basis of man. The book of Job tells you that. Job 30:8. So, and the scriptures talk about how, you know, the Most High despises the feast days. And this is one of their wicked ass feast days, Thanksgiving. But to show you how the Most High is despising them, he's making mockery of it. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the habits thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And who is in possession of the earth? The book of Job chapter 9 tells you the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. There's that word again, wicked. Who are the wicked? You know, Malachi 1 and chapter 1 verse 4 says Esau Edom is the border of wickedness. Verse 6, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Verse 7, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. Because we living in a time where, you know, the earth is mourning because everybody's suffering. The book of Proverbs tells you in chapter 29 that when the wicked are in rule, I think it goes, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the earth is mourning because of who's in rulership. That's why Ecclesiasticus of the book of Sirach talks about the Lord is going to set up one that is profitable. Verse 8, the mirth of the tabrets cease, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceaseth. So, you know, again, all these little distractions that people use to like occupy their mind with the reality of the situation, how wicked this place is and whatnot, that's all coming to naught. You know what I mean? And this is proof of that. I'm gonna just bring out the little headlines, but because, you know, I'm not gonna go into the article like that, pressed for time. It says, Newsweek, home hit by more than 100 rounds in Thanksgiving morning attack. It says police in DeKalb, police in DeKalb County, Georgia, are on the hunt for gunmen who opened fire at a home in the early morning hours of Thanksgiving. 4 people were injured when the assailant opened fire, discharging more than 100 rounds at the home on Cascade Manor Drive in Decatur, Georgia, just before 3 a.m. And the witching, you know, we called it the witching hour, but what is that called? The 4th hour? Brother did a video about it. But the certain hours, like when I was growing up, I heard that was, you know, between 3 a.m., like that's when you would see a lot of spiritual activity. Brother did a video about that, and he was like, a lot of Yahweh Shai's miracles were done, you know, in these hours. Now, you know, I don't know how he came across that, but the brother did a lesson on that, you know, the 4th hour, you know. And the 4th hour is like the hour while, like, certain men had to get up at that time to go fish. Like, if you're a fisherman, you got up, the early bird catches the worm, you know what I mean? So, but it says, Lieutenant Shane Smith with the DeKalb County Police Department told Newsweek the victims, who ranged in age from 37 to 57, are all expected to survive. 3 other people inside the home at the time of the shooting were uninjured. So, you know, that took place. And then here's another one. You know, I was going to do a separate video about this, but then when that other article came up and they both out of Newsweek, I was like, that's the spirit. Because it's showing you the Lord is bringing this place low. Isaiah chapter 47, come sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Who's the virgin daughter? America, Babylon the Great, you know, because it's a virgin because it's never been penetrated by any outside nation. Yeah, they had war amongst each other, you know, makes you think of Isaiah chapter 19, you know, brother Egyptian against Egyptian, you know, but, you know, they never was invaded by a foreign army, you know. It says Macy faces Thanksgiving revolt from its own staff. Not just that though, they was talking about in Times Square, basically you got people that's protesting that Israeli-Palestinian war, you know, or Israeli-Hamas war, whatever you want to call it, where they basically handcuffed themselves in front of the store Macy's in order to disrupt the shopping. And then now this, you know, he said, so Macy's employees working in the state of Washington announced a 3-day strike that will begin on Black Friday. So they just fucked up the church's money. Because people worship fucking clothes and shit, you know what I mean? But making a joke out of it. But, you know, like on the day where these companies are, like, you got to remember, a lot of retail places don't make their profit until this time of the year. You know, and they basically, I mean, that was orchestrated, like the beloved elder apostle, Tahar says, you know, about, when the rulership went from the Babylonians to the Persians, about how that was a surgical strike, you know, like they waited to that particular, like this is the day that they need the profits, and they took a strike. So they probably all lost their jobs, or they're all going to lose their job. But it says Macy's employees working in the state of Washington announced a 3-day strike that will begin on Black Friday, November 24th, and carry through the busy Thanksgiving. Right. So Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? That's just spiritual, how the Lord brought that shit to naught. It says Thanksgiving holiday weekend, as staff complained of alleged unfair labor practices at the company, because these companies are figuring that, you know, people are losing their jobs. You know, at one point in time, the company was needed. You know, it's like an up and down situation, because it's at times when companies need the employee, and it's at times when employees need their job, so they need the company. But eventually, all this is going to lead into them just getting rid of people and putting robots to work. You know, and they already showing you that Amazon got 750,000 fucking robots. You know, my children are online schooled, and, you know, I was looking at them. They gave me these headphones, and, you know, I'm not giving my kids no headphones, just, you know, in the spirit, I don't want to give it to them. But, you know, I had to sign out for them. I didn't even want this shit. You know what I mean? But they talking about how the headphones is going to teach them how to speak correctly and use proper grammar. And I'm just looking at the bitch, and I'm like, this bitch is retarded. Because, bitch, if the robot, the AI, is going to teach my kid, why do you got to? What's her purpose do you serve? You don't need to work there then. They going to let AI do it for free. The fuck? But this bitch is just going over her head. You know, they're like, wow, people is really, like, blinded out here. But, so, with that being said, you know, I'm going to get some scriptures, because at the end of the day, the Most High hateth these things. You know, this is the book of Salakia. This is the book of Amos. Shit. The book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse 21, and it reads, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Now this is going into, you know, when ancient Israel was going off, you know, but that could be applied to today, because these feast days that these people hold dear, like, you know, Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving and Christmas, are pagan, you know, like they don't represent what you think they represent. You know, when you go into Halloween, you know, and like the latter months are the most wicked months. You know what I mean, for real, because you got Samhain, which is like the second most highest pagan holiday, as opposed to what's that, May Day, which is I can't think of the name of it. I think it starts with a B though. I haven't been over these pagan holidays in a minute. A lot going on, but long story short, like all this, like Samhain is an ancient Druid pagan holiday. Like it was sacrifice and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because these Europeans are pagans. They don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So you know that's why the Lord, like I said, has done these things on these particular days, because they don't represent what you really think. And then a brother gave a personal testimony about how he talked about his household and how he told his Eve not to do something as far as Thanksgiving, and then literally she did it anyway, being rebellious, and then a whole situation took place, and he was like, how the Lord just shut it down. So, you know, that's also showing you how, like, those that call themselves with us, while they continue to rebel, the Lord is going to start judging and jacking shit up. You know, scriptures talk about judgment shall begin at the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So, you know, that's why right now you need to be walking a straight and narrow path. This is the book of Because like I said, if you in the right spirit, you're gonna see that literally, things are taking place and moving. Salakia. Baby, get your bag. So this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Start at verse 1 and end at verse 3. And it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Verse 2, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, so cometh as a thief in the night. Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You got all these people distracted by everything but what you need to be focused on, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You ever been doing something and the motherfucker just come out of nowhere and sucker punch you, or you've been being blindsided, and that's one of the worst punches, because when you basically are bracing for a punch, you can basically keep your composure a lot better. But when you see something come suddenly and unexpected, that's when you usually are rocked the hardest. Scriptures talk about and these things won't be called back. You know what I mean? Once the Lord unlooses these things, who shall call them back? I forgot where that's written at. I think it's in Apocrypha or something like that. But it talks about he's going to let loose sword and famine and death. And who shall call these things back? The only one that can call them back is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But he will not, because this is the Lord's judgment. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7. I'm going straight to the point. Scriptures talk about evil, and only evil, behold, is come. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Because it's the time of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because it's going into the time of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's judgment for a wicked generation and a wicked ass nation. And rightfully so. This place is wicked as fuck. So I'm going to end the lesson with this. This is the book of Psalms chapter 32, because the scriptures talk about in Isaiah chapter 26 about how we look forward to your judgments, roughly paraphrased, because we understand this place will not receive or won't have that vibration of righteousness until the wickedness is put down. This is the book of Psalms chapter 32, and the point is verse 10. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, mercy shall compass him about. And we truly wholeheartedly believe that. Because you got to understand, we're literally going to be amongst these people while all this judgment is happening. So, I just recently watched a video by the beloved elder Apostle Gabar, and it basically was titled like "Life is Bullshit, but at least we got hope." And he had basically was commenting on a video that somebody put up where he looked like an Edomite, but who's to say what he was? And basically, this man was in total despair. He was talking about how life sucks and he just rather be by himself. And he was going into the fact that how the Most High can easily make this man a death angel. And if you already seeing the world as hopeless now, just imagine when you really see, when the shit get worse, because we ain't even really at the bad point right now. Like, people suffering, but it's gonna get worse than this. The way they set that shit up, it won't be no more stimulus checks. Their solution will be ultimately, that UBI, but ain't no government stimulus checks coming. The most they'll do is, like I said, they're gonna try and cut some student loan shit and shit like that, but they're not about to give you no money. And the cold part about it is, by giving you that money is what actually created all this shit in the first place. Scriptures talk about a gift destroyeth the heart. So just imagine again, like I say, when he literally, you think it's hopeless. Now just imagine when, you see it get worse than this. And the craziest part about it was, like the elder said, it wasn't the fact that what he was saying, because it was the craziest part was he had a lot of people agree and leave comments that basically agree with him. So yeah, You know, the funniest part is the scriptures talk about the deceiver and the deceiver are both his. You know, Esau, Edom is moving a plan, but that plan is going to blow up in your hand. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, he's deceiving your ass as well. So I'm going to end the lesson there. If you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh meaning he is or he exists. Ba'ashem meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai meaning he is the savior or he deliverer, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha, double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua out there listening and learning. Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad and the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, for whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Until next time I'm able to come with another lesson, I'm going to say shalom, shalom, and shalom. Kwam Yasharallah.